take a look at what we've been doing. What's up, Ness? Is that a Drake? It might be. It might be a Giovanni. There's been some amazing progress made. On the next plastic to fuel reactor. As we can see, in a day's time, I've mounted it on its legs. We've spray painted it black so it doesn't rust anymore. And we've got the manway on, completely and utterly welded on. It's definitely getting closer and closer at this point to being pretty much complete. I mean, you see Mark IV in the back? Mark IV? What is Mark IV? This little baby, this baby of a machine right here. I remember Mark IV. We made it last year. Now this is the next thing. I can't even fit the whole machine on the camera. It's crazy. Yeah, we definitely had to spray paint it because we were having the rust problems. But thank you, Giovanni, for pinning the Cash App. Anybody that does want to support the project, we do have the Cash App pinned. I appreciate any and all donations. You see we're putting the work in. Yeah, we were having the rust issues. And when I welded the manway on, I didn't want that to rust. So I was like, let's paint it. Found this high temperature, like 2000 Fahrenheit gloss, semi-gloss black paint. I was like, you know what? I think that'll look good. Thank you for the donations. I don't know how to say your name on TikTok. It's just a whole bunch of symbols. I think I see eclipse in there. Thank you, man. I'm trying to get this video uploaded here, but what's up, Ryan Levi? You said wicked progress. Yeah. Sometimes I get in the zone and I work quick, man. Like, you guys remember last time you saw this thing, it was just propped up, didn't even have legs. Look at it now. One day. That's what happens when I'm welding and I'm not on stream, when I'm just welding by myself. You say, what is it? This is the next plastic to fuel reactor I'm building. There was one behind this one, that was the past one. This is clearly the biggest one yet. This big black thing. He said, have you got a Nobel Prize yet? Not yet. But yeah, guys, look at this. Look at this right here. Let me make sure you guys can actually see it on TikTok here. There we go. Guys, the Facebook good too. YouTube. Look at this, guys. Boom. Look at that. Open and close. Manway is on there. Manway is on. So, I mean, we're not far. You said, what's the release date for Mark 5? This is Mark 4.5. I give this about another month and a half. Because we still have to build a whole bunch of blades by hand, mind you. That is not no joke to build those blades. But we got to build the blades, put all the pipes and fittings on here. Then it's pretty much done. Oh, no. Then we got to do the electrical box stuff, too. A ton of electric stuff. Because, you know, we're going to have 12 magnetrons, the equivalent of turning on 12 microwaves. It's going to be a ton of electrical box stuff I have to work with, because I got to multiply whatever I do by 12. You said, when are you running the jet engine? We'll be running the jet engine probably sometime after this is done. And I'll tell you why, right? Because right now, I have just about a quarter gallon of jet fuel. And if I just wait for this machine to be done, I can have as much jet fuel as I want. And I can literally run a Boeing if I wanted to. So, you know, with just a quarter gallon, I could barely run even a small one. So obviously, we want to get as much as we can. You said, what's the best way to source plastic? Just to, my family and friends. They give me all the plastic I need. And then this machine is going to be so big that we probably will start doing local communities. Good to see how far you've come since college class. Oh, Ryan, you're that Ryan. What's up, my brother? Comrade. Yeah, man, Ryan, because you remember, Ryan, when this was a little tabletop machine. Now this thing is like, you have to put that on a trailer. You couldn't put that thing right there on a table if you tried. You say it looks so good. Yeah, that black for real. The black really makes it. Because we were kind of between like, should we make it black? Should we make it green? Should we make it black and green? But I was like, you know what? If I make it black, I put my green logo on there, it's going to pop out even more than if it was green. So that's what we did, and I really like the look of it. It really gives it, you know, Mark IV was silver. Now this is all going to be covered in insulation, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, it won't look this good. Yeah, it's heat-resistant paint, very heat-resistant, 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,000 Celsius, pretty much. So yeah, guys, we're about to get started on the Instagram live here. But we're about to get real started here. Show you guys all this progress I made. Just had a few videos I had to upload there, but I mean, honestly, guys, I'm very happy with how it's looking. You said hex legs would have worked well. I don't really know what hex legs are. I never heard of those before. Can't wait to see it with everything attached. I can't either. It's gonna look like, I mean, it already looks like an absolute beast, an absolute unit. But wait until you see how Mark IV has all those fittings. Wait until all those are on here. Oh my goodness. What color should I make the fittings? Should I make them silver, or should I make the fittings black? Yeah, probably silver, right? For some contrast, silver. You say you're Nikola Tesla? Well, I appreciate the compliment, John James. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Sorry, YouTube. I blocked you guys. I blocked your guys' side of vision there. Your vision of the machine. Here we go. Man, it's turning out well. Tell you that right now. You said it's a feat the beast type of deal. Yeah, pretty much. As the machine gets bigger, we're not going to ever have an issue sourcing the plastics. Come on now, you know. Silver. Yeah, we'll make the fittings silver. We'll paint them silver. It'll stand out on the black. Look real good. And so I'm glad I found your official page. And I'm glad you're here. Young sir, you are so inspiring to so many. What would be your next size? Where to help and send money? Let's see. You're amazing. Well, thank you, Eric, so much. Listen, anybody that wants to donate and help contribute to this project, we do have my Cash App pinned in the chat on TikTok. I need to get it pinned here on the Facebook, but it's just $NatureJab. Your donation goes right to this. As you see, I put that work in, and I appreciate you all so much. Let me see if I could actually pin this in here. I don't think I can on the phone. I don't think I could pin the Cash App on the phone on Facebook. But it's just $NatureJab. So it's just $NatureJab, and then you know, I appreciate you, of course, for wanting to support the project. Let's get started on Instagram here. Instagram has yet to see what the new reactor looks like. They have yet to see. We're not done with the legs. We got some more things we're gonna do with the legs. I'm gonna put wheels on it. We're gonna put a long bar across and then put casters so that way I can move it easily, because that thing is heavy, man. So we still got some more we're gonna do with the legs, but yeah, you could use styrofoam. Here we go. All right, we're on Instagram now too. We're live on Instagram. We live on TikTok, Facebook. That's what's up. That's what's up. You say, can I buy shares? Can you explain what it does? Yeah, I'll explain in a second here. We get more people. Instagram. Yo, look at the progress, guys. Look at the progress. Mark 4.5. Thanks to you guys and your support for the project, your donations, we're making it happen. Take a look at this. This missile of a machine. And anybody that does want to help contribute to the project, contribute to history and humanity, the Cash App is pinned in the chat. You said, how you feel being famous? Well, it's all about what you do with it, not with what you have. It's about what you do with what you have. So as long as I'm over here staying true to the earth and humanity, working hard, then I feel good. Yes, guys, this thing right here, I gotta say, I really like the way it's turning out. You know, making it black. I never made a reactor black before, but you know, this is the first one. But I think that this is the look. You know. And as an update, we did get the manway completely welded on now. Or the lid, you could say, the airtight lid. It's on there. And it's doing what it does best. Opening and closing. Boom. Just like that. That's what we like to see. This thing right here is an absolute beast. Yeah, it's very sleek. It's much more professional. We're not going to have any more rusting on this thing now. Because even though I have some more things I need to cut and weld, I figured if I just go ahead and paint the whole thing black now, then, you know, at least it won't rust anymore. It'll look good in the meantime. I can always repaint the areas that I cut off. So I can't wait. I can't wait because we got to do a pressure test of this thing first, right? Before I cut any more holes in here to put the other things in, now that we have all these welds secured, the manway welded, we got to do some pressure tests to make sure that there's no leaks in those welds, and then we'll put the other things on. But honestly, guys, we're actually not all that far from a test run. We probably are a few weeks from a test run at this point. Keep it real. So I heard they're trying to silence you. Yeah, they try, but they fail because people want to see this. People want to know that there's solutions to these problems. So You know, it all comes to light in time. It all comes to light. You know, look, they might be able to silence me online, but they can't stop me from building this in the flesh. I can't even fit this whole thing on the camera. You said, how'd they try to silence you? Well, usually what happens is they just shadow ban my stuff pretty bad on every platform, but... Man, you said you have a question? Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys in for questions. You said, what's the difference in pressure between this model and the last? Not really all that much difference in pressure, to be honest. You said, what are your thoughts on TikTok being banned? I mean, I'm surprised it took this long, because they do collect an insane amount of information, so I'm surprised it took this long. To be honest with you, they should have at least suppressed its power years ago, but I mean, it's kind of hypocritical because Facebook takes a ton of information too. It's just the issue that it's a different country taking the information. You know what I'm saying? But when we do it, when our social medias do it, it's not a problem. You said, you said, how will the trash go in? Well, we're gonna have to put an inlet port on the end here, and that's where we're gonna put the trash in. What's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up? What's your question?
So my question is, with this new mark, can you make anything else other than plastic into fuel?
Yeah, we could put tires in there, rubber tires. We'll turn those into fuel. We could put food in there, turn it into fuel, cloves. Essentially, with these machines, you could put anything in there that's organically derived and turn it into fuel. Thank you for the badge, Q163 on the Instagram. I appreciate you. All right, does that answer your question?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, we painted it, guys. You're right. Thank you so much for the badge. I appreciate you for your contribution to this project. NLQ. You said when we will see trash go into it. I just said you got to give it a few more weeks until we could do our test runs. In a few more weeks, we're almost there. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up?
All right, I got a couple questions. One, I just fuck with you so much, bro. I love your stuff.
Thank you, man.
Okay, so one, have you heard about Four Oceans? I'm sure.
Yes, I have. I have heard of Four Oceans.
Have you talked to like anybody from there? And
you know, surprisingly, they haven't reached out to me. Not Four Ocean. And I remember a few years ago when I was first starting, I tried to get in contact with them. Didn't work out. Whatever. I have had some France ocean cleaner people reach out to me though. Some French people. But yeah, ultimately.
Yeah, I just thought that would be a good idea. But yeah, I'm also surprised they haven't reached out to you. And then another thing, I know other people have talked to you about business and sending them to your business email. One thing that I'm personally really interested in is going to Costa Rica. I've already been there for 3 months, volunteered there on a farm, and I plan to go back there soon. And I know that there's plenty of companies that, sustainable, regenerative companies like what you're going to have in your future. They'd be having, sources and places out in places like Costa Rica, across the country, other countries.
Thank you, Mino, for the donation on TikTok.
Is that going to be?
Well, I think you got logged out there, sir. But to answer your question, yeah, we're taking this technology all over the world, in every country, every city. All over the world, because the world needs it. It's not just need to be in one country. In fact, a lot of the developing nations need it the most. Nations in Africa and Asia, they get hit the hardest by plastic waste. So, I guess the CIA got him, guys. But right before he could ask his question, he lagged out, right? We know who got him. But that's what it is. Yeah, it is super windy out here. It was kind of hard to spray paint this thing. I won't even lie to you. Jessica, thank you for the $2 on Cash App. I appreciate you and your contribution to this project and to history. Listen, guys, I appreciate every single one of you that donates because, listen, that's why we're here right now. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up? What's your question, man?
So I wanted to ask, like, what's your plan with the technology? Do you plan to like go for patents and sell it out to people? How you plan to market it? I mean, not market, but
the business plan. Well, the business plan is going to be to sell these machines to companies like waste companies, government bodies, and governments of different countries and such, right? And different municipalities, because these machines are going to add value, because now this plastic you need to get paid to get hauled off by a waste management company can now actually create fuel for your business to run, right? So it'll be small and large businesses. And, you know, I also myself can have my own plants, right, where I actually sell the products I make from the plastic, the carbon, the natural gas, the oil. I can do that as well. There's so many different avenues of business with this. So that's the great thing, because if one doesn't work out, there's another way to do it, right? So ultimately, where we're going with this, all over the world, every country.
Now, one last question: do you foresee a model that could be more household applicable to like everyday kind of consumer?
Look, my first machine, even this machine I have here, are built in the household. So, you know, it's not about can the machine work on a household level. It already has. It's more about the permits, doing that legally. To make your own gasoline at home probably won't be legal, right? At least in America. So that's really the only issue with that. But thank you for your questions, man.
I know. All right.
Well, somebody else bought a badge. Let me see who bought a badge on Instagram here, because I missed it. Oh, here we go. There we go. Helmeshka the Great, thank you for the badge on Instagram. I appreciate you and your contribution to the project. Thank you, Sandra, for the $2 on Cash App. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's see. Josh. All right, Josh. I'll let you in here, Josh, on TikTok.
Turn this camera on, man. I want to show you something, brother.
Yeah, how you been, man?
Let me flip this camera around. All right, look at here what I'm doing here, Bob. You see this?
Wait.
You see this bucket right here? This is a 100-pound bucket. All right. You see this copper wire right here?
Uh-huh.
That coating is coming off that copper wire. So is that something you can run through your machine?
Oh, absolutely.
And if so, this whole 40-gallon can's full of that. Nothing but the coating off of the electrical wire.
I'll let you in next, Pelmisha.
What would it take for me to grind that up and get it to you?
Well,
right? Ain't that what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely take that from you. Absolutely. You just, I gotta set up my PO box, but you ship that to me, and that's amazing to put right inside the reactor.
That's what I'm talking about. So couldn't you take like a wood chipper, like a little small one, and run it through there? And grind it up into smaller pieces, or is your machine gonna have a grinder on it?
I'm gonna have to get a separate grinder, and the reason I've tried wood chippers before, they don't work well with these types of things. I gotta get a specifically made plastic shredder that will work for pretty much anything that I need to shred in there. So yeah, so basically, guys, on the other platforms, he took a whole bunch of copper wires, and he got the copper out, and then there's all the excess rubber or plastic coating that just comes off, and usually that just gets thrown away, right? What can you do with it? Well, now there's a solution. Put it in the reactor, get fuel out of it, get your money from the copper too. Now you got two sources of money.
You want me to tell you a bad thing? You know how much of that I've thrown in the garbage?
I mean, what else
enough
can you
to
do
fill
with
your
it?
backyard.
What else can you do with the stuff, man? Unless you reactor, right?
I'm serious.
But see,
right.
and that's
you
what
just need to send me the reactor, right?
Yeah, let me just mail
my
it to
thing
you.
was going to be, what I wanted to run across you is if people like me in different states if they could start collecting the plastic and you could give like a percentage to the people that collect the plastic, that's another part of the business, right?
Exactly. That's a
You
whole
know,
other business
I give
model.
you 500 pounds of plastic every month, and you ship me a percentage back, right?
Exactly. Because look, if you're giving me plastic, you're helping me because now I'm not having to pay or deal with the logistics of somebody else trying to bring me in plastic. So there's a value two ways. So there's so many business models because, yeah, and then you get paid to give me plastic. So now you're not going to throw away your plastic because that's money now.
Right.
So
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start saving it back.
good idea. Because look, when Mark 4.5 is up and running, I got you.
Could I do this? Let me do this right here. See this drum right here? This is a 55-gallon plastic drum.
Uh-huh.
Could you get that shipped to you?
Yeah.
55 gallons at a time?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the easiest way for me to do it, to figure it out.
Yep,
Because
let's do that,
what
man.
state are you in?
I'm in Georgia.
Oh, I'm in Texas.
Okay, so you're not even far. Okay, yep, let's do it, man. Once he's up and running, you send me that stuff, and I promise you, we're gonna make some good fuel out of that. I got some other people I gotta let in, man.
If you can send me your information to my messages here.
Okay, yeah,
I got it, and then when I get
all right,
ready,
I got you. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be in touch, man. Hey, much love and respect to you, man.
Appreciate you, boss.
Hey, yes, sir. All right, let me let you in on the Instagram here. Are you still in here? Because you said you had a question. Pelmeshka. Thank you, Cass, for the roses on TikTok. Thank you so much, Cass. Hello. Hey.
Hey, hi. So, a big fan of your efforts, man. It's really cool what you're trying to do. I just wanted maybe to hear you talk a little bit. I know somebody said you addressed it in another video, but maybe talk a little bit about the emissions that come from this. Like, is it toxic? Do you ever, what is it like? So after the cycle runs and it generates its fuel, do you just open the canister and the emissions come out? Like, what does that do for the environment?
So this machine here, we put plastic in, we get fuel out. There's no emissions from the machine. The machine has no waste.
Mm.
The emissions come only when you burn the plastic fuel, the plastiline, gasoline, diesel. But this machine, that's why we make the airtight welds, because we have nothing leaking, no pollution, no waste from this machine itself, no emissions.
So you're saying like when it oxidizes, when oxygen comes into contact with it, right? You said that, I know I've heard you say that in previous videos, that it takes oxygen for the plastic to burn, and I understand that, but once the process is done and you open the airtight
George, thank you for the $20. George Rhodes, I appreciate you on Cash App. I understand where you're going at, and I'll answer you. So what happens to this, what happens is this, right? Plastic goes in here, blade spin it around, microwave heat it up, it pyrolyzes. All this up to the plastic on the inside is carbon, right? That carbon solid product on the inside, when we open it up the lid at the end, if we get it out, as long as it's cool in there, the carbon is not gonna just catch on fire or burn or anything. So it's just carbon, you know? It's no emissions.
It's in a solid form and it's not in a gaseous state that's just gonna spread into the air.
It's a solid form.
Okay. Thank you so much, man. I don't want to take up more of your time, bro. I just want to watch you do what you're doing, man.
Thank you for the badge, man. I appreciate you for supporting the project. It means so much to me.
I know it's just $1, bro. I'll do what I can, you know?
Hey, man, $1, it goes very far. So thank you so much, man.
All right, man. I'm going to be watching, man. Big fan.
Hey, thank you. George Rhodes. Cat on the Cash App donated $20. George Rhodes, I don't know where you are, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube, but I appreciate you so much for your donation to the project and your contribution to Mark 4.5. All right, I'll let you in. Idiocracy, I'll let you in. Thank you for the roses, Jack's Ropes. On the TikTok. Yo, do I have some moderators in the TikTok chat? Hey, much love to the Czech Republic. Thank you, Jax Remodels. What's the Cash App? It's $NatureJab. I wish I could pin it in the Facebook here. Thank you, Stephen Green, for the stars on Facebook. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. You guys are contributing to this project. I invited you, Idiocracy, on Instagram, but I don't know if you didn't get the invite or if it's not working. Thank you, Memory, on TikTok. You said, what do you do with the solid carbon leftovers? So I want to actually purify it and then use it in my garden as fertilizer. But there's a ton more you could do with it. You could put it in concrete, asphalt, pigments, tires, roads. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's carbon, you know. You can make activated carbon out of it. Yes, it is carbon negative. It's a carbon negative process. We got $50 from Ray B on Cash App. Ray B, thank you so much. I think I saw you on yes, on the Facebook. Raymond Burks, thank you so much, Raymond Burks, for your contribution to the project. Craig, thank you for the badge on Instagram. I appreciate it. There we go. Idiocracy incoming. I'll let you in. Thank you, Sky, SK3LY on the TikTok. I appreciate you. What's up, man?
Hey, man, how's it going?
I'm doing amazing.
I gotta say, I love what you're doing. Absolutely fantastic for the planet. Secondly, I have a question about advanced recycling. This has been a thing for a while, and even the EPA said that the best solution for our plastic is to burn it for fuel, which you are taking it a step further and converting it back down to crude to refine back into oil or fuels or whatever. And the question I'm trying to ask is, I guess, why is there so much dogma around this? Why is there there's so much research and stuff gone into this?
Right.
And you're a guy from Georgia that just put this, like, there's people in like MIT and stuff that is this like a, I don't know, I feel like it's a form of trying to control population.
Thank you, Tony Bao, for the stars on Facebook. I missed you. I'm sorry. Let me tell you this, man, because look, I can tell that you, just like me, have researched this, and you know this is absolute science with tons of research papers with real universities all around the world. This is absolute real stuff that is going on with the process of pyrolysis that has been around for decades now, documented by us. And yet, like you said, for some reason, barely anybody knows about it, and it's not being done, even though the EPA themselves say that this is the best thing to do. So I personally believe, I don't know exactly why, but I personally believe there's a suppression. Because think about how many things in science that we don't need to know, but we all know as society. But one of the most important, essential scientific processes that is absolutely proven and is done by every university you can know of has papers on it, is not known by the public. It's a suppression. I don't know what it is, but it's a suppression.
I agree. And you said you're not gonna, or are you gonna be patenting this, or are you gonna be letting this, like, of course you're gonna be trying to make money off of this, but I'm kind of thinking, like, once you make your money, let people make their own.
Look, you see these machines behind me?
Yeah.
See these machines? I'm showing people how to make them. I'm writing a book. I'm gonna have blueprints. Every machine that I've published online is open source.
Oh, okay.
They're already open source.
Okay.
I do have a patent filed for a machine, but that's not a machine that people haven't seen yet. But every machine that you see I'm showing people how to make.
Good.
You know, if you have the safety precautions, I encourage you to go ahead and experiment, make it yourself. It's open source. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's everything. And the name Idiocracy incoming is, well, shit, it's incoming, man.
For sure, man. Hey, much love and respect to you, man.
Have a good one, man.
You as well. Thank you. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Tony. Yeah. Thank you again, Tony, for the stars on the Facebook. But yeah, it's definitely censorship going on, guys. Listen, Look, I was live the other day on TikTok a few weeks ago, and my whole live stream on TikTok, you know what I do? I talk like I talk now. Talk about the machine, let people in, ask questions. My whole life got flagged, taken down for hate speech. I get shadow banned so bad on everything. I don't speak on politics. I don't speak on religion, sex. I literally just speak on the machine, me building it. Maybe I make a little bit of jokes, that's it. But the truth of the matter is, there is a suppression and censorship for a reason. This is old science. This science is as old as the earth herself. And yet it's not common knowledge. Suppression. Thank you, Stephen Green, for the stars on Facebook. I appreciate you. You said you were changing the world. Brother, be safe. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Again. So what they do, they suppress it because it's too powerful. I'll tell you why it's too powerful. Because think about it. Your whole life you've been told, we have to go to war. We have to have a government. We have to have these things to get fuel. Now there's a way that somebody is telling you, a 20-year-old in his backyard is saying, I make my own fuel in my backyard, you can too. That's too powerful. Because now that breaks the paradigms. Like, I'm not going to go too deep now, or they're going to come and get me. Keep going. Thank you for the donations on TikTok. I appreciate you. I'm not going to go too deep on that. They're going to come and get me. But the point I'm trying to make is, this is not just a machine. This is a paradigm shift of all of humanity, when you know that trash is actually fuel and energy, and that you don't have to do certain things to get the fuel to plant the world, to fuel the world. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that, because I can't go too deep. But you guys know, you can read between the lines, you know what I'm saying. Because there's no reason why something that is real science, and has been real science since the Greeks. The word pyrolysis comes from the Greeks, pyro and lysis, to break apart with heat. There's no way that something that's absolute science is suppressed like this when we know the science on things that mean nothing to us, right? What's up?
Hey, what's poppin', man?
Hey, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for sharing all the things that you're sharing. Congratulations again. You're really popping off with your new machine and everything. I have a question. What is the shelf life on the fuel that's produced from the machine?
That's a good question. I don't know what the shelf life is, but let me tell you this. You know how we ran that truck off the fuel, right? We ran that 1995 diesel off the fuel. And that diesel, that plastic diesel I had been sitting for over a year and a half.
Wow.
So I don't know what the shelf life is. Like, I don't know the max we can go, but we've already seen that it extends past a year.
Yeah, it would be so cool, like if you go through like a cleanup campaign of creating fuel out of all the waste that we can gather ourselves, grassroots style, to see how long that would last. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Guys, you need to remember, guys, fuel is a battery. A cup of gasoline is a battery. Potential energy. I can take that cup of gasoline and save it and burn it a year later, or I could burn it today. People want to say, what's the advantage to turning plastic into fuel over incineration, just burning it? Because if in an incinerator, the incinerator is only producing electricity, and it only is producing electricity as long as it's burning plastic. But when we turn plastic into fuel, we're making a battery out of it. We run the machines off of solar panels. Now you just make gasoline from the sun. You can't do that with an incinerator. Just saying. And you can't say an incinerator is carbon negative. Somebody on YouTube said, how is it carbon negative? It's carbon negative because we turn the plastic into fuel, and all that's left of the plastic inside the machine is pure carbon that comes out. That carbon can be turned into biochar, buried in the ground. Bacteria and fungi will inhabit that carbon and suck CO2 out of the air at an unprecedented rate, let alone the plants that grow from that fertilized ground that sucks CO2 out of the air too. Carbon negative fuel. All right, I got you, Josh. I saw it. I just saw it come through, Josh. I got you. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch, man. What's up, Tom White? Good to see you, man. Hey, Tom White, you're an OG, man. Because I remember seeing you from years ago, man. Years ago on my channel, man. I appreciate you for supporting me for so long, man. You said, oh, so 20 pounds of plastic to 1 gallon. That was on my last machine. This machine is going to be even better. The rates are going to go up. Joshua Bridges, thank you for the $10 donation on Cash App. I appreciate you so much, Joshua Bridges, for your contribution to the project and humanity. We're doing this, guys. This machine is coming together. This machine is coming to... Look at this, guys. We got the lid on there. It's looking good. I can't wait to do this little pressure test we're about to do.
Alright.
What's up, man?
Hey. So, I wanted to ask, and just, it's really interesting. But, you mentioned that I can, convert like a ton of plastics into fuel. But what are the limits on this, right? So if we take like a lot of plastics have like chloride or maybe like methyl group on them, right? Like chlorine.
Right.
When this is, pyrolyzed, where is that like released in? Is it sort of just stored at the top of the machine?
Sure, sure. So if we
Or
put
is it
something
incorporated into fuel?
if we put something like PVC in here, polyvinyl chlorine,
Yeah, exactly.
where does that chlorine go, right? Where do the halogens go? We put something like PVC or Teflon, PTFE, where do those halogens go? Well, nothing can be created nor destroyed. No energy cannot be created or destroyed. So chlorine does not just disappear or just pop away magically.
Right, yeah.
What ends up happening is it leaves the plastic, right? And then it's going to end up getting in the fuels if you just do it the regular way. If you are to put something like PVC in this machine, you have to put in a catalyst that will catalytically react with the chlorine. Let's say we put in chlorine, right? We need to put in calcium oxide or lime to react with the chlorine to form calcium chlorate, for example. If you don't do that, you're going to get chlorine in your fuel, which means you're going to burn it and then get chlorates coming out, and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, and that's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good, exactly. So you got to know what you're putting in, so that way you can put the right filters, the right catalyst inside the machine to get it out. 1 second here. We got $10. We got $10 on Cash App from Idiocracy Incoming. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man, for the donation on the Cash App. Thank you. Is that your only question?
Yeah. No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, man. Great question there. Thank you. And something else, guys, another thing, too, if you put PVC in this machine or something like that with these halogens, PVC, for example, with the chlorine would eat up the metal. You know what I'm saying? Over time, it's very corrosion causing. So if you're, like I said, if you're gonna put something in there like PVC, you have to know what you're putting in, and you need to know what will react with it to neutralize it. For example, one of the things I researched was lime calcium oxide, for example, right? But there's other ways as well, but you just gotta know, because otherwise you will have your machine chewed up by the bloody corrosion causing halogenic fumes from the chlorine. You said, I want to see you running a car with that. We already ran a truck. We were going to ask you if we can use solar. Yes, of course, this can be off solar. This is run off of microwaves. Microwaves run off of electricity. We can produce solar, wind, hydrothermal, geothermal, wave energy. Anything that uses electricity or produces electricity can run this machine, including a generator. The machine is running off of the fuels from itself. So we're going to do that test with this machine here. We're going to actually run this machine off a generator and have that generator run the machine, right? And run the generator with the fuels from the machine as the machine is running. You see what I'm saying? Get a little Ouroboros there of energy. A snake that eats its own tail. Maybe that's why they don't want you to know about this technology, right? I gotta restart the Instagram live, guys. I'm sorry. It's not letting anybody else in. You know what we do? We gotta restart it. So I'm sorry for everybody that's about to be notified for the 30th time, but it's what we gotta do. I don't know why Instagram does that. Let's just do it. Let's restart it. You got a question? All right, I'll let you in. Brent. We got a plastic problem.
So I've been recycling for a long time now, and I just recently did the math. So in my state, one bottle is about 5 cents. And when I was recycling the other day, I did the math. In the barrel, I was able to fit like 150 bottles. So for that barrel, if I were to trade it in for 5 cents each, that's about $7.50. I just wanted to know, Was your method more profitable than that?
Oh yeah, my method is more profitable. Now I can't speak from actual industry because of course I'm not doing this on an industrial level. But here's the thing, right? Plastic water bottles are cheap. Right? You said it yourself. They're $5. Gets turned to another plastic water bottle is weaker than the past one. So that next one might be 4 cents or 3 cents each, right? Compare that to when you're turning something into something that has a very high value price, like gasoline, for example, right? And that's non-changing, right? Like, unlike, so it doesn't matter how many times the plastic has been recycled. When you put that plastic water bottle in this machine, it's gonna make liquid fuels out of it of the same pretty much caliber. So I would say, you know, of course, on an industrial level, you have other expenses, overhead, warehouse, whatever. But I would say, just because of that fact alone, that the more you recycle, the less valuable it gets, that this would, of course, be more profitable. And
So
you gotta
do you
think,
know
too.
how many barrels of petroleum are I'm gonna just call it petroleum. Do you know how many barrels of petrol you produce?
It would depend. You know, I don't really know on
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that.
Yes, we can make a solar powered,
how many
guys.
bottles or how much plastic, how many pounds of plastic do you think it'll take to create 1 barrel of petroleum?
Okay, so 1 barrel is about 55 gallons. Let's just say 60. We knew that we were at on my Mark IV, we're about 20 pounds for a gallon. So you gotta multiply that by 60. What does that come out? 60 times 20, and then you end up. Oh, no, would that be 20? Yeah, 60 times 20, and then you end up getting your answer there on how many pounds of plastic it would take to make a gallon drum. But at the same time, I always say this, but these numbers I say 20 pounds to 1 gallon, that was on Mark IV. I'm building my next machine here, which is gonna be better. So ultimately, I really want to just see on what the numbers are gonna look like on this, because as we make these machines bigger and better, the numbers get better too, in terms of percentages and ratios.
Got it. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you, man. All right, let me let you guys in here on the Instagram. I appreciate you guys, everybody who donates. You said 1,800 pounds. Julio Hernandez. Thank you, Julio Hernandez, man. I appreciate your support. You said the machine is looking nice so far. Absolutely.
Hi.
Hey.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
What is the difference between your fuel and the fuel you buy at a gas station?
So
is your fuel more efficient, or is it efficient to buy fuel from a gas station?
Well, here's the thing. When you get fuel from a gas station, right, we say it's gasoline, but it's not just pure gasoline. It has additives in there, right? Even diesel has certain additives nowadays to pass EPA, right? So when it comes to efficiency of the fuels, right, we tune our fuels nowadays by adding certain additives to make maybe the octane higher, make it burn cleaner, whatever, right? Make it work with the modern engines. And those same things we add to these fuels, we can add to these. So it's not really about, like, is it, when it comes right out, better or worse? It's more about, like, we can make it whatever we want it to be, because we can add the additives that we need to, or if there's something in there, we can remove it through some type of catalytic reforming, like they do to the current fuels, for example.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, man.
Thank you. Great question. Thank you, Caleb, for the $2 on Cash App. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your contribution to this project, Earth and History. Can you do a video test to see if you can produce more fuel than the generator? Yeah, exactly. We will be doing that. We will be doing those types of things. Because the goal is we want to be able to run the machine off of the fuels that the machine creates and still create fuels on top of that. Because if you can do that, then that means you have no electrical or energy cost of running the machine. Which means if you can get paid to bring in plastic and the machine costs $0 to run, and it's actually making fuels on top of the fuels it takes to run it, that it's creating, then that is really, really good. Thank you, Julio Hernandez, for sharing the live. I appreciate you. That's, guys, it's a hypothesis, but if that, look, I'll tell you this. Mark IV, I had a vision in my mind. The reactor behind the big black one. I had a hypothesis, just like I do now. And the hypothesis was proved correct with Mark IV. My hypothesis was we put the blades in there, spin and agitate the plastic, we'll get absolute carbonization. It's going to work really efficient. It did. So, look, it's a hypothesis, but my hypotheses have come true time and time again. And if indeed we can run this machine off of a generator that is run by the fuels the machine creates and get fuels on top of that, it's like, it's a done deal. It's over. It's over. Like, it's an infinite loop. As long as you have plastic, you can run the machine and make fuels on top of that. It's a hypothesis, like I said. Once again, it hasn't been done yet. But if we do that, that's going to be crazy. And I personally think it'll happen. I personally do, because the microwaves work so efficiently. So we're going to see. But that would be crazy, because look, at that point, look. Technically, at that point, you're making a gallon of gasoline for $0, right? Because there's no energy, there's no electrical or energy input to run the machine itself, right? At that point. And then on top of that, you're making fuels that are going to be sold, and then you're taking in plastic, which you were paid to take. So now it's like, you're like, it's like negative. It's like your cost of fuel is like negative $2 per gallon. It's stupid. It's going to be absolutely crazy if that actually ends up happening. So we're going to see. But I'm very excited to do that test, to run this thing off of generators and see what we get. What's up?
Yo, boss.
Hey, what's up, man?
Did you ever look into seeing how to run it off of like natural gas, like how to do that build?
Yeah, they make these generators, the tri-fuel generators.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of other people do. They run it off of the gas.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you, Elijah, for the $3 on Cash App. I appreciate you. He said, keep going, fam. Thank you.
It produces mostly gas, right?
It produces tons of natural gas. So it's the perfect thing to run it off of.
That's it. Can we see you run Mach 4 sometime in the near future? Yeah.
What look, if you want to see Mark 4 run, you got to go on my YouTube channel to see the videos. Mark 4 has been deactivated. We're on to Mark 4.5, the next big thing. That Mark 4 is done now. Just kicked off to the curb. Gotta go on my YouTube channel, NatureJab. It's in my bio. You'll see tons of videos of it running.
Okay.
What's up, Ghostface? Was that your question?
Yeah, those were just my main questions. I was wondering if Mach 4 was still running or if it was just
it's MIA. Mark 4 is done for. It had an electrical fire with it. It hasn't run since. Thank you for the stars, Juan Garcia. Thank you so much, man, for the stars on Facebook. I appreciate you. He said, how can someone invest in your project? You have to go to naturejab.com/invest. It'll take you to a form. You could also email business@naturejab.com, and we'll see what we get there. But thank you, man. Thank you for your question. But guys, this is absolutely crazy. This machine. Don't you lose energy over time? Don't you lose energy every time you convert it to another form? Yeah, you do. You do lose energy. There's always energy losses in everything. So it's never about getting no losses. It's about making something so efficient that it makes up for that. So when we turn this natural gas back into electricity, there's going to be a lot of loss of energy. But if we make enough natural gas from this machine to cover those losses and still make some, that's why my hypothesis is that it has to be such a huge energy profit coming from this reactor. We can't have a small energy profit. We have to have a huge energy profit. Like we can't, before Mark IV, we were making double the energy output. You said watching you on live and seeing it work was crazy. Yes. And guess what? Guess what, Rachel? When we get this to the point of test running, even when it's not completely done, just test running, we're going to be doing that live. You're going to see me putting the plastic in, turning it on, and you're going to see the fuels coming out live. No cuts. What's up, Matteo Pianist? So as I was saying, Mark IV behind me, we put in 25 kilowatt hours of electricity, and in the energy products, we got 48.8 coming out. With this machine, so that's about double, right? we got to get triple, quadruple on this machine. We have to, because we need to account for the losses that come from when we put this in a generator, right? We have to account for that, because you put it in a generator, the generator is going to lose about half of the energy. So we need to make quadruple, and that's period. But Mark IV was a batch machine, meaning we only could have plastic being loaded in while the machine was off. This is going to be continuous, meaning plastic could be fed in while it's already hot, while it's already running. So in theory, my hypothesis is, with that being said, with it being bigger and continuous, it's going to be so much more efficient when we can literally run it off of itself indefinitely. Oh, Rachel, you were here since the go-kart. Wait, Rachel, how long have you been a part of the project? Because that's crazy. You're an OG, because the go-kart, that was like a year ago now. So we ran the go-kart, we ran the diesel truck. Were you here since I used to run the Weed Whackers live? Yeah, you're an absolute OG. You said columns all. That's what the law is. When you make something bigger, it becomes more efficient. What's up?
How's it going?
Hey, I'm good.
I love what you're doing, man. It's fantastic. So what would your distribution look like? Because I'm about to be running a box truck in the next year and a half. What would distribution and what's the time frame for companies being able to get a hold of this?
Well, right now we're at this place where I'm still in my backyard building this, right? I got to get this to the point where this is industrial. And I plan to build the industrial machine, at least start construction this year. Once the industrial machine works, we prove it works, then we can get to the point where we start to distribute and manufacture these machines. So honestly, I would give it until sometime next year, until it's like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. I appreciate you for your support. Thank you so much, man. You stay blessed.
Absolutely. Much love.
All right. Much love to you as well. Yeah, so you are an absolute OG then, Rachel. If you've been around since I was running those Weed Whackers, because you know what's crazy? I've grown so much from them, my fan base, right? That most of my fan base nowadays are not the people. I remember those beginning days when I had my my Mark II reactor and Mark III blew up and then Mark IV was running. So yeah, absolute OG. He said, how and why Mark IV caught fire? So Mark IV caught fire because there was an electrical fire. There was an electrical fire because this machine operated off of 3 magnetrons, which means it's the equivalent of turning on 3 microwaves at once. Now, when we do that, you have to have 3 transformers. I'll get one, for example. You said always have faith in you. Thank you so much, Rachel. That is why I am where I am today, because you guys believe in me. I'm just the vessel of getting this out there. You see this right here? This is a transformer. So these transformers are what is necessary to generate the electricity for the magnetrons to turn on the microwave. Now, I had 3 of these in a single box. They get very hot, they overheated themselves, and would destroy themselves often. So what I did was I submerged them in oil, right? I submerged them in oil so that way they could cool off. But guess what? One day, one of these had a short. Inside the oil, my breaker did not go off. So the oil caught on fire. And this is like a gallon or 2 of oil. So this is not a small amount of oil. This is a lot of oil. Caught on fire. Did not go out. It started to spread everywhere else. So that's how the electrical fire happened. Almost burned down the house. The machine itself is fine. The machine didn't even see fire damage. But the electronics did. So, you know, that's the issue. Hey, do we have any other moderators in the TikTok chat? Any other moderators? Help memory keep the Cash App pinned in the chat. Any other moderators in the TikTok chat? When I Google pyrolysis, it says the process isn't efficient enough and the amount it pollutes isn't worth the energy it produces. Is your machine more efficient? So my machine is more efficient because when you look up on Google, when you say pyrolysis, it's talking about regular pyrolysis reactors that instead of using microwaves to heat the plastic, they use a fire that's burned underneath. So I pretend like I took this propane burner, right? I took this burner, put it underneath the machine, right? Had plastic inside, flame going, shot up to the machine, right? That's inefficient because the flame has heat that goes from the flame to the reactor, to the inside of the reactor, to the plastic. Inefficient. That also is polluting because you're burning a flame to get the fuel, right? That's causing CO2, whatever unburned hydrocarbons come from when you burn stuff. So that's polluting. But when you use microwaves, everything changes because microwaves are way more efficient. They heat it from the inside out. They don't heat up the whole body of the reactor, just heat up the plastic. They heat up just the plastic. And then since microwaves use electricity, you're not burning anything to run the microwaves. You can run the machine off of solar panels, off of windmills. You can run the machine off of its own fuels it creates. So pollution is not an issue anymore. Efficiency is not an issue anymore. So yes, standard pyrolysis, that's why it hasn't done yet at this big scale we need it to. So how did Mark IV catch on fire? I just explained how it did. 1, 2, 3. You must have been too busy talking to memory. We got $20 from Kenetria Howard. Kenetria Howard, thank you so much for history. Thank you so much, Kenetria Howard, for the $20 on Cash App. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Oh, who wants to be a moderator on TikTok? If you, I'm gonna make somebody else a moderator, but you guys need to help. If I make you a moderator, you need to help keep the Cash App pinned in TikTok, guys. You said for real, I didn't even hear you. Well, that's your fault. 1, 2, 3. You was locked in. That's your fault, buddy. Stay focused. We got gems dropping here. See, if I wasn't, look, 1, 2, 3. If I was educating about this process and we were doing a test and you failed the test because you weren't paying attention like that, you know what had been happening to your esophagus.
How do I flip my camera? Hold up.
It should be a button up in the corner, in the right corner. What's up?
Go. Hey, man, you're a genius, bro.
What's up, Connor? Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, but you know they're gonna try to stop you in this, man.
They already have tried in some ways.
You know they're gonna try, man. So you know you got to get that out there quick, man. You got to get it all mapped out, blueprints, everything out.
Hey, guess what, man? I'm writing a book and I'm putting blueprints in it. It's coming out soon.
Knowledge is power, brother. And you say you're here to walk the earth. You know God already gave you this talent. He already gave you this. Through that prayer and supplication, man, ain't nothing gonna stop you though. They can't even stop you, man, because you're doing good works right now, man.
Thank you.
You're doing great works.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, man.
I just had to say that, man. I don't know why, but God just like put that on my heart, man. He's like, you gotta like try to. I usually don't do this, but man, you're doing great things, man.
Well, that means a lot to me, man. That means a lot. Much love to you.
Yeah, love to you, brother, and blessings on your journey.
Thank you so much.
From God Emmanuel himself, man.
Absolutely. Have you submitted a proposal to your city? Not yet, but I'm going to do that when we have Mark V, because Mark V is going to be industrial. I can't submit a proposal to my city with something in my backyard. They're going to come shut me down, right? You said, where did you find this process? You claim it as your invention. So I did not invent pyrolysis, turning plastic into fuel. I did not invent microwave pyrolysis, turning plastic into fuel with microwaves. I invented my own unique design of microwave pyrolysis, right? So this right here, what you see, these machines, these are my unique design. You can't find them anywhere else online or anywhere, right? But I also have another design that I do have a patent filed for. That that is my. So, in short, the process. Did I invent the process? Did I find out the process? No, not at all. People did that long before me. This has been around since the 1930s or something, right? But to make a design that is going to be continuous and industrially scalable has been something we have not seen yet. So that's what this is all about here. But that's a great question. Let's see. I think I said somebody about a badge. Yes, Rob. Thank you for the badge on Instagram. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So you're a brilliant young man. Much success. Thank you, Sean Morgan on Facebook. I appreciate it. So when it turns liquids, when it turns to liquids, how do you extract? We just have a little collection flask that the liquids go into. It's pretty simple there. How are you going to regulate temperature? So you really can't regulate the temperatures in microwaves. That's the biggest downside to microwave pyrolysis. You really cannot control the temperature. It's not that big of a deal because they get hot enough to destroy the plastic. That's all you care about. But if you want to be more scientific and get more less variables, then controlling the temperature is better. But it's the only way you can kind of control it is by turning off the microwaves at certain times. But you would never know what the actual temperature of the plastic is. That's the biggest con to microwave pyrolysis. That is the biggest con. It's really hard to know what the temperature is, and it's really hard to control it because microwaves are just bing bing. They're just crazy. They're crackheads. You know what I'm saying? I probably can't say that. I probably just got shouted down on TikTok for saying that. But the microwaves just being around everywhere and they heat up random things. It's super hard to control it. But they do an amazing job at destroying the plastic though because of that. What's up?
Yeah, you kind of answered my question already, but I was just wondering if you have any thermometers that go inside there to check on the temperature.
I do have thermometers that I mount inside, but like I said, the issue is the thermometers can only tell you what the heat of either the vapors are or the heat of the body of the reactor. Because even if they tell you the heat of the temperature of the plastic, right, that's not telling you the temperature of the plastic that the microwaves are hitting, right? And then if it does get hit by microwaves, the thermometer gets like thrown off, and it's just, you know, it's hard to know what the temperature is.
So what do you do to regulate the outside temperature? Because I remember you were talking about it getting over 1,000 degrees. How do you keep the outside from melting?
Well, usually, you know, these are made out of carbon steel. Carbon steel isn't even close to melting at 1,000 degrees. It just starts to get, you know, a little bit malleable then. So ideally, we want to make these things out of stainless steel so that way it's even better, durable for this type of heat. But I didn't do anything actually because I kind of saw it as the better because look, if the outside body temperature is 1,000 degrees, that means the actual surface area of the plastic that's being heated by microwaves is like 2,000 degrees, right? And that also means that the body being 1,000 degrees is amazing because that means the body alone, just the plastic touching the body of the reactor is being destroyed, let alone by microwaves hitting it. So I just insulated it to make that heat go up even more, right? But of course, at some point, it might get too much. It might get too hot. So I got to think about that, how I might want to cool that at some point.
You could have multiple different microwaves running on there.
And you know what? That could be an issue with this because this is going to operate continuously, meaning it's never going to turn off until, like, the past machine ran for 5 hours at most, right? 5-6 hours most. Well, this could run for 10. So, you know.
Well, to regulate the temperature, you could have, say, 6 microwaves, just for example, going into it, and then one of them will turn off if it starts getting too hot.
That's true. That's a good point because once the body gets so hot, you don't even need as many on anyway. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. See, and look, once we get these like industrial, we can have like AI do that type of thing for us. Like AI know, oh, it's this hot over here. Turn that microwave off. It's cool over here. Turn this microwave on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think on Arduino should get you there.
Arduino? Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, thank you, man. That's a great question. Thank you, man. Thank you, Nozalia, on the TikTok for the donations. I appreciate you. Is it the food not that good, bro? Yo, 1, 2, 3, you're funny, man. Thank you, Nozalia, so much for the donations. Guys, what do you guys think? What do you think about the reactor? What do you think? How's it looking? How's it coming along? What do you guys think about it being all black like this? I think it looks amazing. Thank you again, Nozalia. Thank you, Georgie Porgy. In fact, let me back up these cameras so you guys can see how big this machine actually is. Oh no, it just is in the way of the other cameras now. You guys on YouTube already been seeing it. You guys on YouTube already knew how big this thing was. It's a big boy. There we go. Because we've had it vertical for a little bit now, but now it's horizontal. Thank you, Daniel. Said I love your work. Thank you, Daniel Webster. Thank you, Nozalia, again for all the donations. I appreciate you so much. You say we could use a coolant? Yeah, we're gonna have to use a type of techniques for sure. Cause yeah, that's a good point. When this operates continuously and with how many microwaves this is gonna have in it, it literally could get so hot that it does literally melt the metal. If you haven't already burned the plastic in there, use smoke. You could smoke some bomb ass meats in there. You're right. You're right. This will be a good barbecue pit, right? But look at this thing. Look at the bloody size of it. It's a big machine in it. Look at that. It's almost 9 foot long. It's about 8.6 foot long. Huge machine. I don't even encompass half of it. Almost. Well, I probably do, but barely, right? It's a rocket ship, yeah. Crazy. All right, before it was like, is it a reactor? Is it a submarine? It's a reactor now. It's a bloody reactor now, ain't it, mate? DeAndre, let me see if I can let you in, DeAndre Bonds. You said just join. What is that? This is the next plastic into fuel reactor. DeAndre, what's up? Hello?
Yo, hold on. My bad.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I just admire your work, bro. I see where you're going. You're doing the duty that's far above. You doing more than you have to do, bro. Real life. I just want to come on here and salute, man.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support, man, truly.
You already know, man. How can you not support somebody thinking like you, man? You on that heaven building. You building that heaven on earth. That's what your mindset is. That's what you go. I see it. Cause I want to join you. Whatever you need, man, my platform, man, let me know.
Absolutely, man. Man, listen. I tell people this all the time. Because I'm doing this, right? Like, I'm putting it together. Thank you, Elijah, for the $2 on Cash App. But, man, I'm just the vessel. Because it's all of us. We want stuff done. We want to get rid of this pollution. We want solutions. So I'm just empowered by everybody. You know, by you.
That's right.
And that's what it is. I'm just manifesting everything that we believe in the flesh. Right here.
Yes, sir. And you're doing that, brother. And I'm gonna stay tapped in. I'm gonna stay tuned in with it, and I'm going to donate and ask my people that support anybody that want to see, you know, life live the way it's meant to be, which is naturally and freely, and you know, everybody for everybody, and ain't no losers. I'm with that, bro. Cause it's all ours. That's how God is, man. I salute you, brother.
All the way. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Much blessings and peace.
NatureJab, all the time, man.
NatureJab.
Much love. Yes, sir.
You said, what is that pipe behind you? That behind me is the past machine. Oh, but you're talking about this pipe. This is my next plastic to fuel reactor. Put plastic in, get fuel out. Exactly, no losers. Exactly. So I want to support him, but everyone who has tried before has ended up dead. Well, I mean, look, I'll say it like this. Right? Do you want... So you know we live in a system where bad things happen to people that want to do good things. Do you want to perpetuate that system? Since you know the world is run by evil forces, do you want to keep giving them power, or do you want to usher in the next generation where we can do good things without having to worry? Because if you want and you believe that these evil forces deserve to not be here anymore, then you should support what I'm doing. You should believe in what I'm doing. You should be like, okay, yes, he may be at risk, but we're going to push this as far as we can. I'm going to do something myself that's so-called dangerous. Because that's the only way that they can know they don't have our power. Take the power away from them. Don't give them power. Kiana Cooper, thank you for the $5 on Cash App, Kiana Cooper. I appreciate you so much for your contribution to the project and to history. So that's all I'm saying. If somebody is trying to oppress you, the worst thing you can do is let them know you're scared of them and bow down and submit and be like, oh my goodness, they're going to get me. Let me just not do anything. That's the worst thing. If you're getting bullied, the worst thing you could do is let the bully know that you're scared of them and that they're hurting you and that you're going to sit down and submit and take it. The best thing you can do is stand up for yourself, fight back. You don't even have to be violent. You just stand up for yourself, stand up for what you know is right, and put your energy towards the opposite. You want to fight the dark? Put your energy towards the light. Don't put your energy towards the dark. We know that what goes on in this world is dark, but you're telling me to be in fear, and fear is darkness. So how is that that's doing nothing but perpetuating this darkness. So all I'm saying is, we know what goes on, and that's even more reason to do this. That's even more reason to go harder than ever. Because then we can prove to everything and everybody that no, we don't have to be controlled. Adam Smith, thank you for the $4. We can prove to everybody that we can finally create things that are good for the planet without having to worry about our lives. Thank you for the $4, Adam Smith on Cash App. What's up, man? Hello? Yo, are you here, Kevin? Are you here, Kevin?
Yo.
What's up, man?
Yo, I'm here. What's up, man?
What's
I've
up?
been trying to get connected with you for a minute now, man. You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm doing great.
Glad to hear that, man. So I have a couple questions here for you. So first off, I'm gonna say, so exactly which type of plastics would be safe to run through on the machine?
So most plastics are safe to run in the machine the way they are. PET, which are water bottles, PP, polypropylene, which are water bottle caps, LDPE, which are plastic bags, HDPE, which are like milk bottles, detergent bottles, and then PS, or polystyrene, which is styrofoam. All of those can be put in here as is, and we'll require those to have modifications to run in there.
Okay. So all those would be safe with no like hints of harmful gases coming with those.
No, those are fine.
Okay, so those like fall underneath the category of like 2-liter bottles or say like baby bottles, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then another one, yeah, bro. I'm just glad to see that someone trying to make a movement like this, because like you were just saying, like there's no point in fearing it. Someone needs to perpetuate the system, like, bro. It's time.
Thank you, Rachel. Exactly, man. Because if you're fearing it, then they're gonna come and get you.
Yeah, man.
You're creating it. You know what I'm saying? You're creating that reality.
Literally. A lot of people are too scared to even try to outcast it or do anything about it. So, and it's cool to see someone with the knowledge and everything, like the resources and everything, to be putting it together and putting it in motion. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Thank you for your support, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's good talking to you. Finally, nice to be connected.
For sure, man. Much love and appreciation. All right, man. Yeah, for sure. Always, man. Always going. Thank you, Rachel, for paying the Cash App and the TikTok. I appreciate you. Let's see. Next person on TikTok here. Mindful Margot. You said the paint job looks sexy. I'm glad you like it. I love it too. Hello?
Hi. Okay, so I just found your page, but I'm not really a science person, but I have a question. This might sound dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like, if you used the plastic gas for like a car, like I know regular gas already pollutes the air, but like, won't you be like putting microplastics in the air?
No. The way how this process works, once the fuel is created, the plastic is broken down on a chemical level through a permanent chemical change, which converts it back to crude oil. which is what plastic came from. So when we burn that plastic fuel, it's no plastic in the fuel. The fuel is returned literally to the same gasoline that you get from the pump.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yep. Is that your question?
Yeah, that's my only question. Wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, that's how this process works. The plastic comes from crude oil, and it's being returned to crude oil. So obviously I say it's the plastic gasoline, but when it comes out of the reactor, it's not plastic anymore. It's a completely different product. Period. Point blank. That's just what it is. You said, where are they chatting to you live? They're chatting to me live on TikTok and Instagram. You said an installation blanket would do the same as a crucible. Wrap it in a blanket. The fumes go through the blanket. Carbon will stay behind. Are you going to use a diesel generator for the fuel? I'm going to use a tri-fuel generator. I know that it's the most efficient, but first of all, it's hard to get your hands on a diesel generator. I look, so it's not necessarily easy or cheap, for one. And for two, I want to be able to also run my natural gas product in the generator. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much what I wanted to show you all. The progress that was made today. Because just overnight, this thing, it looks so good. And I just love to see it because it's getting closer and closer to being done. You know, once again, I always like to thank you guys because you see the manway, the lid on the end here. You guys got this lid here because of all donations and all of your support. This was you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be pressure testing it soon. We've got some more things to do. We gotta build the blades, but it's coming together, guys. So, you know, I want to thank you all so much for your support, all your donations. It means so much. I love to educate. I love to do these live streams. You guys are so interactive. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much. Mark 4.5. Thank you, Ricky Christian, for the badges on Instagram. I'm sorry I missed you when you donated earlier, but thank you so much, Ricky Christian, man. Thank you all who donated on Cash App as well. I appreciate you. All of you that donated on the TikTok, the badges, the emojis. Thank you all. The stars on Facebook, everybody. Super chats on YouTube. I appreciate you all very much. Mark 4.5. Almost done. Probably about a month more of construction. I'll see you guys next time I go live. But thank you all for tuning in.